Good morning to some, good afternoon to most. We are back at it, day 89 on this year's calendar, and we are getting ready to close out the first quarter, March, where's my date at? March 30th, 3/30/2018. It's your man Earl from DeucesWild22.com, where we make and manufacture premium gourmet dipping sauces, and we have been dealing with the last 2 days anger management, and then we dealt with yesterday top 10 emotions. Okay, now those are different, or people name them differently because based on whether you're into psychology or you into self-help, I guess you want to call it that, or personal development. So people define different emotions in different ways, and so I just pulled the top 10 in general. Okay, but I had some phone calls and I had some emails and I had some people say, hey, listen, thank you for the anger management, thank you for the emotions, but how do I deal with my anger and how do I deal with my out of control emotions? And so I said, you know what, day 3 of this mini series, I guess you could call it that, I'm going to share with you guys something that I developed. It's called Rule 57. Okay, particularly I've been dealing with this and putting this in play for the last 20 years. So I call it Rule 57, and it's really been instrumental in how I have built my businesses and dealt with things personally in my life. Rule 57, and what it means is this, okay? Day 89, 3/30/2018, Rule 57, how to handle and deal with your out of control emotions and your beside yourself anger, okay? So first thing is this. Before you open your mouth and you're upset, or whether you're crying or even if you're happy, because some people are so giddy, they're so unproductive because everything is so giddy, right? So spend 5 seconds to think before you talk, okay? So the first thing is in Rule 57 is spend 5 seconds before you talk. Okay, I'm a very animated person, so I have to sometimes catch myself before I open my mouth, right? So Rule 57 is spend 5 seconds before you talk, all right? Watch this one. If you have to do some sort of a long explanation or do some sort of a discourse or try to define yourself, spend 5 minutes and get your thoughts together. Some people have their thoughts that are all over the place. They're dealing with the past, what happened to them today, and how they interpret the future based on what we're talking about today. So their thoughts are all over the place. So Rule 57 is spend 5 minutes to get your thoughts together so you sound intelligent when you do open your mouth. Okay? Now here's a big one. Something's done to you. What happens if you find out somebody's been malicious or somebody has done something to you on purpose? Okay? I say spend 5 hours before you confront them. Oh, people say, oh man, you ain't gonna do nothing. No. I'm gonna spend some time to think about what I'm going to say. So spend 5 hours, okay? And I recommend an hour a day for a week. Don't just sit down and spend 5 hours in a block of time, because sometimes then you can get the best, your own thoughts can get the best of you. So spend an hour a week, an hour a day for a week, and then confront them. Make sure you get the facts together, okay? And then watch this. You do those 3. Spend 5 seconds before you talk. Spend 5 minutes before you get your thoughts together. Then you speak. Spend 5 hours when somebody does something to you before you confront them. Then start putting this in practice 5 days. Okay? What do I mean by that is major purchases or in business. You're about to enter into a contract, whether it be purchasing a house or purchasing some equipment. Okay? Spend 5 days. Okay, to contemplate the decision to do a major move. All right, because sometimes your emotions can get the best of you. You see a sweet deal, you think it's sweet, you go out there, you spend the money, and it's a lemon. Pardon, lemon. I'm drinking lemon water right now. So spend 5 days for major purchases. Spend a week, okay? Think about it. Spend 5 days. Think about it, okay? And then here's this one. So you want to focus in on one emotion. You know what? I'm not gonna cry. All right. Some people they cry about everything, good, bad, ugly. They cry about it. Okay. I'm gonna get my crying under control. Or you know what? I cuss. I'm gonna get my cussing under control. So guess what? Your goal is to go 5 weeks without saying one. Pick a cuss word and don't say that. Don't say I'm not gonna cuss. Start with one cuss word. Okay. Start out with one cuss word. Start out with one cuss word. My nose is itchy. Pardon me. Start out with one cuss word and say, I'm not going to say this word. Okay? Now, 5 weeks is actually 35 days, but we know that 21 days breaks a habit. So I say, Rule 57, spend 5 weeks. Say, I'm going to start on this day, and I'm going to eliminate the B word out of my vocabulary. Right? I'm going to eliminate the F word. I'm going to eliminate DIPPIN'N, right? I'm going to eliminate one word that I use in a poor or derogatory or a cursing manner, and I'm going to eliminate that out of my vocabulary. See, Rule 57 says spend 5 weeks, 35 days, right? And guess what? You can reset your mind when you do things like that. Now, your goal ought to be put these things in place for 5 months. So be cognizant of, you know what, 5 seconds think before I talk. 5 minutes to get my thoughts together. 5 days to get my plan together for a major purchase, right? 35 days to break a habit, one cuss word, or stop being angry, or stop crying, right? Spend 5 months to put in play all these things. So you're cognizant. You're thinking about these things when you wake up in the morning. You think about these things before you go to bed, right? And then the final point of Rule 57 is 5 years from the day you start these things, you will be a new person, okay? All right? You'll be new. All right? You'll wonder who you were. And guess what? People who know you, who are close to you, they'll start noticing some changes about you. All right? So day 89, Rule 57, 5 seconds before you talk, 5 minutes to get your thoughts together, 5 hours when you need to confront someone, 5 days on a major purchase, 5 weeks to break a habit and reset your mental. 5 months is your goal to put all these things in play. 5 years will be a new you. Rule 57, day 89, 3/30/2018. It's your man Earl, powered by the best gourmet dipping sauce in the land. Gold Rush, Smoking Aces, and then Dead Man's Hand. We are out. God bless. Goodbye. Getting ready to close out the first traditional quarter of 2018. Peace.